This is the residence of Lord Halton. He must be much more important than I thought if he can afford a manse in this part of King's Landing.
You're inside Halton's residence, and I'm captain of his guard, Sir Ethan.
I am Alester Sarwick. Lord Halton is expecting me.
Ah, so you're the heretic he's been talking of. Let me warn you, your worthless religion has no place here.
I'm here to see your lord. I don't have time for theological debate with his underlings.
Ah, there you are, Alester. I was anxious to speak with you. Did you meet any trouble on your way here?
Ah, well, other than the warm welcome I received from an amateur theologian in your employ, I have no complaints.
You must be speaking of Sir Ethan. He's the captain of my watch. Please forgive him. He is bound to the Seven. While I was waiting for you, I made the mistake of telling him that you belong to the clergy of Rilor. But enough small talk. We have some important matters to deal with.
You spoke my name earlier. Have we met before?
Oh yes, many a time. But the last time we spoke was an age ago. Before the rebellion, I visited your father many a time. You were young back then, and more interested in the art of combat than conversation. More recently, we briefly crossed each other's paths during your father's funeral at River Spring. But it was not the time for discussions. I wish to tell you that your sudden and unexpected bereavement troubled me deeply. Reynald was a great man and a trusted friend. With him gone, I'm now worried about your sister. I discovered that she was set on marrying your bastard brother, Villar. This man carries a grim reputation since the war, and it has only gotten worse since he became a servant of the Queen.
Villar is quite keen on marrying my sister indeed, but it won't happen if I manage to get back my titles. But that is a matter for another time. You spoke of some news of Gawain. Tell me what has become of him.
Yes, your brother. Knowing that you were in King's Landing, I thought I'd find you and share my fears with you.
What fears? If you're talking about Gawain being accused of patricide, I already know about it.
Yes, but I came to King's Landing to ask him if there was any truth to this tale. Unfortunately, I have been unable to do so, and now I fear that he is fleeing from some trouble. Or worse yet, that trouble has already caught up to him. My initial findings were quite worrisome, to say the least.
What sort of findings do you speak of? What did you discover?
Ah, well, I managed to track down Gawain to King's Landing, hoping I'd be able to confront him before he vanished again. According to my sources, a friend of his had helped him find refuge in a cellar, only accessible through the sewers. Unfortunately, something terrible occurred before I could get there. Rumors of murders started circulating. I fear that your brother has met a tragic end.
By the flame, I need to know what became of him.
I understand. As a friend of your father's, I wish to offer you my help. Let me introduce you to Sir Desmond. He is my sworn sword and the very best swordsman in the Riverlands. He has helped me gather up what little information we have. As a former Gold Cloak, he still keeps a few friends in the City Watch, and has tried to question them about these murders.
According to them, there was no investigation, and it seems that very few people in the City Watch have any inkling of what happened. Those who appeared to know something had clearly been ordered to keep their mouths shut. It certainly seemed as if someone was trying to keep this quiet.
It looks like I need to go to the crime scene myself.
My friends in the City Watch showed me how to get to the cellar that your brother was supposedly hiding in. Given its location, we should be able to take a look around quietly. We'll just have to deal with the bolt that the Gold Cloaks put there to prevent access.
Then we should leave immediately. There's no time to lose. Lord Halton, will you let Sir Desmond accompany me? I believe I could do with another sword at my side.
Of course. The sewers are one of the most dangerous places in King's Landing, and I would feel better knowing that he's with you.
Thank you.
If you're interested, my lord, I know an entrance to the sewers not far from here.
Perfect. Let's go.
Here we are. Normally we would go straight on, but the gate is shut. We will have to make a detour through the arena.
The arena?
You'll see. We're going to take the left path, and stay on your guard. These sewers are crawling with thieves. City laws have no reach down here.
What is the password?
Oak and iron, guard me well.
Right. Come in.
There you go. It's here.
Wait. This lock's been forced open.
7 hells. Someone got here ahead of us, and they might still be inside.
Either way, we still need to figure out what transpired here. Come on.
Come on, Stainer. Get a move on. No use hanging around here. Can't you see there's no sign of Oris here? We better go look somewhere else before we bump into the City Watch.
Don't you think it's strange, Porky? The boss has never gone missing on a job like this before.
They're from the Reaper clan. Their den is in these sewers.
Keep to the shadows, Desmond. I want to glean as much information as possible before we decide upon our next move.
Well, there was nothing here except this locket that was just lying on the ground. He's probably gone to pick up the payment. For all we know, he may well be poking some more as we speak.
No, that's not like Oris. Something's happened to him, I'm sure of it.
After them. I have some questions, and I believe they will have the answers. What are you doing here?
Eh? Where the hell did he come from?
You're in Reaper territory. Get your ass out of here if you know what's good for you.
I wouldn't hold my breath waiting if I were you. Spill everything you know right now.
Have mercy, my lord. It was Stainer's idea to come here. I was just following him, I swear.
This Oris, is he connected in any way to the murders of this house?
I don't know, my lord. Oris is our boss. We just thought he'd be around here somewhere.
So, you've been sniffing around. What did you find?
Nothing, my lord. The Gold Cloaks took every last thing, even the bodies. They didn't leave anything.
Liar! Tell us what you found here.
We just found a small locket lying on the ground, that's all. I swear on my mother's life.
Give it to me, now.
Tell me, Alester, is that not your family's emblem engraved on this jewel?
Yes, I know this locket very well. Gawain has worn it since he was a child, which definitely means he was here. Porky, correct? Tell me what happened here immediately.
It's nothing to do with me, my lord, I swear. It's my master who knows.
Where is your master?
That's what I'd like to know. He's gone. He had something to do here, but I haven't heard from him since. Axe sent small groups in all directions to find him. He can tell you himself. He's in our den.
Where is this den?
We have our own emblem. We painted it on the walls leading to our den so that everyone knows it's our territory.
Let's go then.
Are you sure, my lord? We're taking a huge risk.
That may be, but I have to know for certain if Gawain is dead or alive.
What about him? What should we do with him?
Nothing. I'm looking for my brother's murderer. This one doesn't interest me. Out of my sight, vermin. I'll let you live this time. But know that if you should ever cross my path again, you will rue that day.
Oh, thank you, my lord.
Now, let us head to their den.
You again?
Well, well. If it isn't my old mugger friends. What a small world we live in.
Porky came running up, saying that some kind of superhumans attacked him. He was talking about you, wasn't he? That fool was so scared of seeing you again that he bolted before I could even reason with him. But I'm not afraid of you. You got off lucky last time. If it weren't for the Gold Cloaks, I would have split your skull open for sure. This time, though, there will be nobody to save you. You're going to regret messing with the Reapers. Enough. You win. I have to admit you're a good fighter. What do you want?
My brother was in a cellar that the Reapers attacked recently. I found his locket there.
Your brother? That guy who had a bounty on his head?
Yes, I need to find him. And seeing as you're part of this gang, you're going to tell me everything you know.
Sure. But I doubt you'll learn much from me. Oris, our boss. He's the one who took care of it. I wasn't with him that night. I'm not the stealthy type.
Where is this Oris?
Well, that's the thing. We didn't hear from him until about an hour ago. Since he went to collect the payment, in fact. I just learned that he was arrested by the Gold Cloaks.
Whose payment?
No clue. Oris usually keeps that kind of information to himself. The Gold Cloaks took him to their blasted tower over there. I have a feeling we won't be seeing him again.
The city watchtower, you say?
There. I've answered your questions. If you're going to kill me, then kill me and be done with it.
A man like you does nothing but cause harm to the people. R'hllor will judge you as he sees fit. What with this empty cellar and Oris imprisoned in the city watchtower, I can see no end to the challenges R'hllor has set against me.
Listen, I have good reason to believe that the famous city watchtower will be the answer to your problems. Your brother stands accused of patricide. If he still lives, he'll be in the dungeons. If he's been executed, they most likely will have stored his corpse in the basement while they confirm his identity.
You are correct. There's no other option. I must get inside that tower.
I should warn you, it won't be easy getting in. No civilians are allowed entry. The only way will be for you to pass for a gold cloak.
It seems risky, but it could work. What would it take to pass for one of them?
You will need a full uniform. Breastplate, helm, boots, gloves, and a cloak, of course. I believe we'll be able to find everything we need in town. If you find yourself unable to secure any of the items, some craftsmen could probably provide you with the equipment you require. But be warned, this service will not come cheap.
Let's give it a try.
Hello, my lord. How can I help you?
I'd like to buy a cloak. A gold cloak, to be precise.
Unfortunately, the City Watch have their cloaks made elsewhere.
I might have something here that will change your mind. What would you say to 25 stags?
I don't know. 32 stag might get you something.
Then the deal is done.
Thank you. Wait here. It won't be long. Take care, my lord. See you soon, I hope.
Welcome, my lord.
Good day to you. I hear you're a leather craftsman.
Aye, that I am. Are you interested in my wares? What do you need?
I need gloves and boots. But they have to be in the City Watch's colors. That's my only condition.
I see. I do have something in stock that might be right for you, but I'll need to make a few adjustments.
For 95 silver stags, I can make the lot for you.
So, it's a deal. Here, this is for you.
Wait just a moment. I'll have it ready for you right away. Here, it's done. Take good care of them.
Good day, my lord. What can I do for you?
Good day to you. I'd like to inquire about having some armor forged.
Very well, my lord. What sort of armor will you be needing?
A City Watch breastplate and helm.
That's not usually my job, my lord. The Gold Cloaks have their own armor smith.
Yes, I know. It's just that I lost mine, and the commander is bound to punish me if I go back without them. To be honest, I'd prefer it if this job stayed between the two of us.
Certainly. I can arrange that for you. But a special order such as this will come at a much higher price. It's going to cost you a golden dragon.
But for this price, your breastplate will be the envy of all. It will be gilded with a finish worthy of the greatest of men.
Very well. It's a deal. Here you are.
I'll get to work on your order right away. It'll be ready before you know it. Here's your equipment, my lord. Good day to you.
This is where I stop. From this point forth, you're on your own. Be very careful once you're inside. Pry as much information from the guards inside as you can. While you're infiltrating this place, I'm going to inform Lord Halton of our progress. I will be back shortly. Then I'll return here to await your arrival. Good luck, Sir Alester.
It's hopeless. With all the lashes this bastard is taking, he won't live to see another day.
What's the matter?
You were speaking of wages just now. I want in.
We're wagering on how long that bastard lockdown there is going to last. There's quite a number of us in, so we've gathered a tidy little sum so far.
I see.
If you want in, ask Captain Karen. He's by the dungeon entrance.
Come on, it's a bit of fun. The prisoner couldn't care less, you know. He's going to die anyway. We may as well try and make a bit of money from his death.
What do you want?
I heard there were wagers being taken on the prisoner.
Yes, my friend here is taking part in a little game. He and his friends are wagering on the murderer locked up down there. All the others are dead. He's the only one left.
We're not abusing him or anything. We're just wagering on when we think he'll die. It's no skin off his nose as far as I can see. If you want to get a bet in, you'll have to ask Sir Karen.
I've really had it with all this. If Harold wants to find out who this corpse was, why doesn't he look into it himself?
Not so loud. If he hears us, we're headed straight for the hole, or worse.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Excuse me, I heard you talk about Sir Harold. Is he truly that bad?
Let me guess. You're a new recruit, eh? So let me give you a good piece of advice. If there's one man you shouldn't irk, it's him.
Yeah, Sir Harold is the worst. I remember one day, one of the guards joked about his height. Nothing harsh, just a little laugh, you know. Well, he found out about it. The poor sod's been on latrine scrubbing duty ever since that day.
Keep away from him as much as you can. Only you could fall asleep right next to a crime scene.
Yeah, Sir Harold hasn't had me relieved for at least 2 days. But it could have been much worse.
Hello there, friend.
I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Were you just talking about a murder?
Oh, you mean you haven't heard about it? Now don't you worry about it. The commander's already found the killers, and they're getting familiar with the dungeons. He's not commander for nothing, eh? He's at a private meeting at Red Keep as we speak. He's a big man, our commander.
Yes, but the commander seemed pretty desperate for us to burn the dark-haired boy's body as quickly as we could. It's a bit fishy if you ask me, and I have a feeling it has something to do with gold. Yes? Can we help you?
Is that body down there one of the victims of the sewer murders?
Yes. And since he's a nobleman, we're keeping him where it's cool while we wait to be told what to do with him. It shouldn't take long to find out who he was, as we already know the identity of the other victim.
It's kind of strange, actually. The other one was just a peasant's son. A dark-haired boy known as Cedric. But no one knows anything about the nobleman. Why was he hiding in the sewers with a poor merchant boy anyway?
Forget about it, Morton. At the end of the day, they're both dead.
I see. Thank you. I need to know if it's my brother. I have to find a way to get down there.
Hey, you. Don't I know you?
Maybe. My friends tell me I have a pretty common face.
Yeah. Well, what do you want?
I want to place a wager on this prisoner too.
That's great. The more the merrier.
I want to see what I'm putting my money on first, though.
Go ahead. If he's dead, let me know immediately.
Haven't seen you before. What brings you round here? Did you come to see the prisoner?
Yes, I want to see what state he's in before making a wager.
You'll have to come back later then. I shut the door. With this much money at stake, I don't want anybody getting any ideas. I wagered that he would live 3 more days, and I don't want anyone killing him when I'm not looking.
I see. No! His clothing. It carries the crest of Sarwick. All that effort. And for what? Gawain! No! I can't believe it. Perhaps it's someone else. A servant. Anybody. Wait. What's this? A letter. By the flame! And the girl's lock of hair is still attached to the letter. It really is him. Forgive me, little brother. I should have returned sooner. What on earth were you doing in that cellar, Gawain? Why did someone want you dead? His murderer. He's here somewhere. And he will give me answers.
So, how's it going? Did you find out who it was? I'd rather get rid of the body before it starts to rot.
This man, he belonged to House Sarwick.
By the father's beard, The others spent hours trying to figure it out. Tell the commander. He's going to be mighty pleased with you, my friend. Even his assassin didn't know who he was.
He's locked up in here, isn't he?
Yeah, in a cell close by. But I am in charge of the keys, and I open the doors for no one.
I need to see him.
No way. There's too much money at stake for me to let anyone see him. If you kill him, I'll lose all my money. And that would really get my knickers in a twist.
How much money is at stake?
About 125 stags, as far as I know. Why?
Listen, there's no telling if you're going to win this wager or not. However, I happen to have 125 stags in my purse. It's yours, if you give me the keys.
You'd give me that much for a bunch of keys? What do you want with this prisoner?
None of your business. So do you want the money or not?
Of course I do.
Then take it. Leave the tower, go do your rounds, and take that friend of yours who's waiting next door. You haven't seen or heard anything. Is that clear?
Very clear. Hand over the money, my friend.
Did you get a good eyeful, you son of a whore?
I ask the questions here. You're Oris, aren't you?
Bugger off.
Listen to me, fool. I'm not a gold cloak, but I can kill you right now if you so wish. On the other hand, should you answer my questions, I'll make it worth your while.
You're not from the City Watch? If you're telling the truth, I have nothing to lose. Ask your questions.
It was you who committed those murders in the sewers, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was me. With my boys. I'm not in here for nothing.
Who? Who hired you?
That bastard. Janos Slint. It was the commander of the City Watch himself who told me to slit the throats of the two men hiding in that damn cellar. We'd known each other for some time. He came to me in the tavern I frequent. He said he had a job for me. Said it'd pay 300 silver stags. Enough to feed us all for more than a year. I asked for part of the money up front, as I always do. He told me to meet him at his office, and everything went well. But when two of my men and I came to collect the other half of the money after I had completed the job, he had us thrown into this hole. He tricked me.
How did you meet? Did you serve as a gold cloak?
No, not at all. But I've done this kind of favor for the commander in the past. There'd never been any problem until now, so I didn't have any reason to doubt him. As I told you, I was in his office upstairs when he made his offer. He paid me the advance without any trouble. When he left to get the money, I took a quick look around his office. There was a letter. I can't read, but I recognized the seal I saw at the bottom of that letter. It was Valar's, the Queen's lapdog.
Valar? Are you sure?
I know what I'm talking about. He and his Bloodseekers have been getting in our way since they came to King's Landing. We're needed less and less because of them. I realized too late that it was them I was working for. I should have turned down this offer.
The Bloodseekers? Those damned thugs. If Valar really is behind all this, that letter may just help me bring him down. I have to get into this office.
Get me out of here! I told you everything you need to know. Your turn to help me! These scoundrels of the City Watch betrayed me, and now they're wagering on when I'm going to die. I'm the leader of the Reapers. If you save my life, you won't regret it.
You took my brother's life. I pray to Relor that you'll suffer eternal damnation.
Ah!
Hey, you! What are you doing here?
I've been ordered to collect some important documents for the small council of the Red Keep.
Oh? Upon whose orders?
Commander Janos Slint in person.
The commander? Why would he ask you to do that?
I was traveling by his side to the Red Keep. Once there, he said he'd forgotten some documents and that I had to quickly return them to him or there'd be trouble.
Yeah. When the commander gives an order, you better do as he says. I'd rather not have any trouble. Go ahead. But move your ass.
So here's the infamous letter. That assassin wasn't lying. Let's have a look. Hub?
Oh, I'm so glad they let you go, my lord. I was so afraid when I heard the Gold Cloaks had taken you away. A sorry business it was.
Yes, Lambert was far less fortunate than me, I fear. Did they cause you any trouble?
Me? No. Who could have anything against a poor bugger like me? Anyway, I've kept away from the house since then. But I have a favour to ask of you, my lord. If it's not too much trouble, of course.
It depends on what it is. What is the matter with you?
With me? Nothing. But I fear for Bethany, a friend of mine. She's a good girl, only in a difficult situation. She needs a kind hand, you see.
Slow down. What do you mean by a kind hand? Why come to see me?
Well, it's that there's this lord who's treated her badly like. A bad man who got himself too interested in a beautiful girl, you see?
I'm not sure I follow. Continue.
Well, if I could, I would go and tell him some truths, and that would be that. But I am one of the common folk, my lord. And he's high-born, that one. He'll never listen to the likes of me. Whereas you, all you need say is a few words to him. No more than that. It'd be such a kindness to Bethany. She'd explain it best. Better than me, I'm sure.
R'hllor knows how to show love. I couldn't refuse to help a young woman in need. Tell me where she is. I will see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, my lord. Thank you. I'll be off to tell her the good news. I can't tell you how happy she'll be.
So, sir, did you find out what happened to your brother?
Yes. Valar had him executed. Mark my words. I am going to find this murderer and cut him down where he stands.
I'm afraid that's not possible, sir. He left during your investigation with at least 100 men.
Ice and death. This wretched dog knows no limits. He killed my brother, and now he's trying to undermine any hope I have of gaining the Queen's favor. I must speak with Lord Halton immediately.
He awaits you at his residence.
The others take me. Who is it? Him again?
Mother have mercy, Gunser, you are terrible. Is it too much for you to remember your courtesies once in a while?
Piss on courtesies. I like to know who you're bringing round before I offer them bread and water. I don't run a whorehouse.
I have come because I was told a young lady needed my help. This is far from the welcome I was expecting.
Calm yourselves, you two. I told you of him. He's my master, Sir Alester Sarwick. I told you he'd help.
You see, Brute? Now get out of my sight. I need to speak to this fine man, and I don't want you cursing behind my back.
Aye, all right then. Forgive me, my lord. I don't mean to be rude or nothing. I'm just doing what I can to be master of my own home, you see. I'll leave you alone.
Please forgive Gunser, my lord. He's forgotten his courtesies. I'm Bethany. It's a pleasant surprise to see someone as fine as you come down here. Ub speaks highly of your kindness, but I didn't think to see you.
There is little harm in coming to hear your story, young lady. Tell me, how can I help you?
I need you to take a message to Sir Giles of House Langwood. Mother of mercy, this is so embarrassing. I'm with his child, but he doesn't even know. He hasn't come to see me for weeks. I've already made several attempts to send word to him, all in vain, I fear. House Langwood has a high opinion of itself, you know. They don't approve of a common girl like me appearing at their gates. They sent me away.
Have you considered the possibility that Sir Giles has no intention of seeing you again? It would not be the first time that a knight abandons one of his conquests the very next day.
No, it can't be. It's not like that. Sir Giles was so sweet and came here so often. He loves me. I'm sure of it. Help me, my lord, I beg of you. If you've ever known what it is to love, don't let my child be born without a father.
I will try and help you. I will go and find him, and we'll see how he looks on your situation.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, my lord. Hand him this letter. It will bring him here.
Don't get your hopes up, young lady. I said I would speak to him, not that I will make him change his mind. In the end, it is his decision.
I just need to see him and speak to him. Everything will turn out right after that. Tell him I'm waiting here. I'm sure he will come.
I hope so for your sake, Bethany. Good day to you. Is this the manse of the family Langwood?
Yes? Who's asking?
I am Sir Alester of House Sarwick. I need to speak with Sir Giles. Is he in?
Yes, Sir Giles? Yes, he's here. Do you want me to go find him?
What do you think?
Well, yes. Forgive me, my lord. I am on my way.
Well, where is he? Ah, Sir Alester. I don't believe I've had the pleasure, even of knowing you by name. Please tell me, what brings you to my door?
I have come on behalf of a young lady known to you. Bethany entrusted me with a message for you.
Beth? Got to be good. Thank you for informing me, Half-Pint. I will take care of it from here. Now go stare at something in the kitchens.
In the kitchens? Yes, sir.
Are you afraid of what might be heard, Sir Giles?
You could say that. I'm to be married soon, you see. I doubt that the name of Beth would go down too well if spoken too loud. It's a sorry business. I liked the girl, truly I did. I had some of my best times with her. Unfortunately, the family of my betrothed might be rather sensitive about the matter. I'm sure you understand.
Yes, completely.
What? Oh, what did she want?
She asked me to give you this, and to tell you that she hopes to see you. She is expecting your child, Sir Giles. She needs you.
My what? A bastard? With Beth? Gods, that is, unexpected. Why did this have to happen now? I mean, I've had my fair share of scandal, but this... What am I to do? Do you think this will put my marriage at risk? I've done nothing wrong, have I? A man is entitled to have a good time when he's young, isn't he?
It is one thing to have a good time and another to cause others to suffer. The poor girl loves you. The girl is but an innocent and trusted you. You took advantage of her. She is now in need because of you. Only a coward would abandon her like this.
Did I hear you say innocent? Are you sure we speak of the same Beth?
What do you mean?
Is this some sort of joke? Beth is a whore, Shataya's most beautiful girl. I was her best client, at least before I, became betrothed. I'm sure you understand.
That is not how she described things to me.
Maybe she was ashamed. Or perhaps she thought that you would turn her away if she told you. In truth, I thought all I need to do was stop going there, and each would then carry on with their own lives. I would never have imagined she would leave the brothel for me. That changes everything, doesn't it?
That child is your flesh and blood. You cannot turn your back on it, no more than you can abandon its mother. Let's go and find her. The poor girl has been waiting long enough.
Very well. Let's go. There you are. I never thought to see you in a hole like this. Do not worry, my darling. We will find something for you.
But the answer is obvious, my good knight. With all the coin you owe me, I've enough to buy a small manse and dress in Moorish silk until the day I die.
What? I feel as though I'm talking to that coin hoarder Shataya. Come now. That's not why I'm here. I've come for you.
If you want to fuck whores, you have to open your purse, my lord. Otherwise, you best aim lower and force yourself upon a servant wench. You haven't paid Shataya, but you will pay me.
I don't like being taken for a fool, girl. This business seems anything but honest to me. Sir Giles will not pay a groat if I have anything to do with it.
That's what I feared. You grand lords always stay together and keep the small folk down. It's a good thing we know how to do likewise. Gun, sir? Our guests want to plead poverty.
That's not honest, my lords. Not honest at all. Come on, lads. Let's show the good lords the price of not paying their debts. Damn woman. Damn them to hell.
Warrior, defend me. What a massacre.
We are done here, Sir Giles. Let the girl take care of the men who died for her.
Died for me? Gunsir only took me in because I'd promised him gold. Otherwise, he would have made me his mistress. Fate had already been too kind to him.
You chose your own friends. Don't try to blame them. You are now free from his clutches. All you have to do is find yourself another patron, or get by on your own.
Sir Alester, if I may, I am to blame for her stooping that low. I can take her in as one of my servants and give her a new life. Here you are. Take this purse. It isn't much, but I wish to thank you for all you have done for me.
Thank you, sir. I hope she will not cause you any more troubles. May the Lord protect each of you as you deserve.
Never fear, my lord. This is far more than I could have hoped for. I won't ruin it all this time. I have a little statue of the maiden, to which I usually pray. Take it. I won't be needing it anymore.
I hope so. My work here is done. May the light of the Lord protect you.
Alester, were you able to discover anything?
I know what happened. The murderers in the sewers were targeting a boy by the name of Cedric Rivers. His last name leaves no room for doubt. He's a bastard child, just like those the Queen is hunting down. But the assassins also killed whoever else was in the hideout at that time. And that's how Gawain fell victim to them.
How can something this dreadful have been allowed to happen?
He really is dead. His body was moved to the city watchtower. I saw it with my own eyes.
By the father. That poor boy. Sir Desmond told me of the bandits you encountered. Was it they who killed Gawain?
The Reapers did the dirty work. There's no denying that. But they were just pawns. They are now paying for their crimes.
What do you mean?
I coerced some of their members to tell me what happened, and that information led me to the city watchtower. That's where I found Gawain's corpse. But that's not all. The leader of the Reapers, the murderer himself, was locked up there. He confessed everything. The commander of the city watch paid him to carry out the task. Then he left him to rot in the dungeons, so that the crime would never be traced back to him. And here is the proof. Look at this letter. It was Valar himself who gave the assassination order to the commander of the city watch. He's behind everything.
Are you saying your half-brother murdered Gawain? I do not understand. Why would he do such a thing?
Reading between the lines of this letter, it appears that he acted on behalf of the Queen. Look at what's written here. See that you do not leave any witness. He must have known that Gawain would be with Cedric. Valar was trying to capture my brother after all. This was an ideal opportunity for him. He didn't leave him any chance of clearing his name.
You believe he acted out of revenge?
Obviously. He wants to wipe out the Sarwicks and take control of Riverspring. Valar used this opportunity to get rid of him. One less obstacle in the way of his conquest. He is now assured that he will become head of House Sarwick, being both my sister's husband and my father's only descendant.
What are you planning to do?
Gawain was my brother. I can't just let that bastard Valar destroy my family. He will pay with his blood. I'll never let that wretch take the ancestral lands of House Sarwick. I already have this letter which proves his involvement in the sewer murders. I have to find out what it is that links these murders and expose Valar's treachery. Once the people learn of his treachery, the Queen will have no choice but to sever her ties with him.
You are right. The answer probably lies with the bastards that the Queen is hunting down.
I'm not sure I follow.
Well, if you think about it, isn't that what all these murders have in common? All the victims were bastards. In fact, you helped track one of them down yourself, didn't you?
This bastard child was related to an enemy of the Queen. Both are dead, on her orders.
Indeed. But I think that the hounding of the bastards hides more than a simple plot. After all, why did she have to call on you? If these targets really were enemies of the Crown, why didn't she send the Gold Cloaks?
Indeed. She chose an inconspicuous method every time.
The Queen does not wish for this matter to be made public.
These bastards are not chosen at random. Valar himself is one, but he's not worried. So there must be some other link between them. But what? I can't put my finger on it.
I might have a lead on this matter. One of my contacts at court passed a letter on to me. It's from Lord John Arryn himself, the King's Hand. He sent it to the Red Keep sometime before his death. It was meant for Grand Maester Pycelle, who sits on the Royal Council.
I knew the Lord of the Eyrie well. We were acquainted at the Battle of Stag's Mount.
He was a worthy man. His death has deeply saddened me. But in the light of the information contained in this letter, I fear that his death is far from natural.
What do you mean? What does this letter speak of?
Well, John Arryn asked the Grand Maester to consult a book on the lineages of the Seven Kingdoms. And this came after he was seen in the company of Stannis Baratheon, visiting various dens of ill repute. It caused quite a stir. If you're unfamiliar with these two men, they have long established reputations of unfailing virtue. Normally, neither of them would ever frequent that kind of establishment. After a little investigating, I learned that the Hand had visited half a dozen bastards that day, one of whom was the potter that you and Sir Valar killed.
You think that because he was walking about town and consulting some tome on lineage that someone had the Hand of the King assassinated?
Think about it. If John Arryn discovered something about those bastards that someone powerful didn't want him to know, I have a feeling that this book on lineages holds the key to this mystery. And I've sent word to a man capable of shedding light on all of that for us. He's a Maester of the Citadel called Rupert. He's also an expert in ancient texts, and it just so happens that he has worked on the book. I do not know him personally, but he has agreed to meet with us. He was asked to bring a copy of the tomb.
Why call on this Maester Rupert?
Grand Maester Pycelle is the Queen's loyal servant. It would be highly inadvisable to contact him directly. However, there is still one concern to settle: the payment.
How much is he asking for?
That's the problem. He does not seek money. If he did, this matter would already be settled. He wants a particular settlement, but he refuses to explain himself in writing. He would rather discuss this in private.
Fine. I will meet with him. Where can I find him?
The meeting has been arranged near an illegal arena, hidden in the sewers. I sincerely hope he will give us the help we need. I've already taken the liberty of sending Sir Desmond there, as he knows these parts well. He will be able to come to your aid if something goes wrong.
Thank you, Lord Halton.